All right. Before we start, I wanted to announce that I'm now doing coaching calls. Oh yeah, woo! It's nothing crazy, and don't feel like you have to. I won't be talking about it much, but it's just a service that will help me make YouTube and online, this stuff my full-time job. So if you like my content and, have something specific you want to talk to me about or whatever, top link in the description. Yeah, I've been working that in my spare time and I hope it's beneficial for some of you. Anyways, you read the title and it's probably more for younger dudes, mostly, but you're probably not ready for a serious relationship. Now, I talk about this because I'm kind of in this scenario myself at the moment, and it's a bit of a weird one because, or even younger years, like people like to commit to these serious relationships, but there's so many areas of their lives that haven't been developed. Like they haven't got a stable career and they haven't got this developed their emotional maturity and all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't help when you're trying to actually build a connection with someone and, set your life up, settle down with someone. You actually have to take things seriously. And if you're not in a situation where you can and you are, then things are just going to turn out negatively for both you and whoever you're seeing. So I just wanted to go through a bit of a checklist, kind of, we can say, and of different things that you have to have or be able to do in order to be actually ready for a serious relationship. Now that doesn't mean to say you can't see women at all. Like sure, casual dating is great for experience, get more comfortable around women, all that kind of stuff. But we're talking like serious long-term relationships. Now, the first one is whether you actually want it within yourself. Because a lot of people like the idea of having a relationship, but don't actually physically want to, or, there's other things that are more important at the moment. And this is kind of where I'm at, I'm more committed to my YouTube channel and other things that I don't really have time nor want to think about. I don't have the emotional commitment, is that the right word? Like, I'm not ready to emotionally and commit all my time and energy and all that to a serious relationship because it takes a commitment. And at the moment I'm committed to, my physical health, going to the gym, staying healthy, my business, my purpose, whatever. And women is, probably serious relationships are probably a couple of years away, at least. Now, you've got to decide within yourself. Now, it's kind of hard to describe because you've got to actually sit down and decide, but a key marker is, a lot of people think that they need a relationship to be happy. That's a big one that I hear from a lot of people, but you've got to be completely happy and content with yourself, whether that's, how you look, how you feel, whatever, but you've got to be happy within yourself before you can be happy in a relationship. And a lot of people don't appreciate this enough. That's why you see a lot of unhealthy relationships or toxic relationships, because they can't be happy without someone else. I hope you get what I'm saying here. Like, once you are fully happy with yourself, then you can go and share your emotions because you're more stable and that kind of stuff, Makes sense in my head. I hope I'm like delivering this in a way that makes sense. Now, once you've decided that you are mentally and like within yourself happy and ready for a relationship, you've got to determine whether you actually have time or, emotionally can commit this stuff to someone else. The biggest one is time and like energy, because in order to have a healthy relationship, you do have to, go out and spend time with them. Now, I'm not talking, don't spend all day, every day with them, regardless of who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. Okay? Don't spend all day, every day with your girl. Okay? But you got to spend some time. So you can't just be, if you got a super full schedule, you're working, gym, whatever you're doing, and you actually don't have enough time physically, then that's not fair on her. So you could be in this relationship and you're like, oh yeah, I've got a girlfriend, but you see her once every 2 weeks or whatever. I've been in relationships like that. It sucks. Because, you want to see this person, but you can't. Because they've got commitments or whatnot, and they're always busy. And it's like, oh, well, if you cared enough, you'd make time, or you'd have time. And that's a bigger factor than what people think. So that's number 2, So you've got to be ready for a relationship within yourself and be happy with yourself. And you've got to have time and availability to commit. The next one, and I feel like it's a criminally underrated one, especially if you're like me and you're the old-fashioned relationships. And I like to spoil my girlfriends. I've always been like that, and I always will be. But shit's expensive, man. And at the moment, until this shit gets all going, my business and whatever, YouTube, I can't afford that shit. I like to pay for all my dates, flowers and gifts and, all that stuff, pampering. And I can't afford that shit. It got to the point where I'll be splitting the bill on the first date, and I'm like, oh, really? So that's another underappreciated aspect. Like, you see a lot of guys who are literally going broke paying for their girlfriends, and it's, no. You got to literally get your money up and get an income that is enough to support a relationship on top of whatever else you want. You probably be safe spending maybe like basic, like a realistic entry level, maybe like $100 to $200 a week. That's really like pampers, flowers and dates, like all paying for. That's excess on top of all your bills and anything else you want to commit to. And that's fair. That's quite a bit for people who may not be may be committed to school and all that kind of stuff. And really, the next one is you've got to be actually ready. Like, you've got to have leveled up enough to have women want you. Now, you can be all this stuff, but be a complete loser and, weirdo and whatnot. And it's like, you've got to, dress well and look after your skin. Don't look at my skin, it's horrendous at the moment. Pimples fucking everywhere. But, smelling good and all that, and looking good, getting big from the gym or whatever your idea of good looking is. But, having social skills, all that kind of stuff is really important to actually attracting women. And again, they're not talked about enough. People just like the idea of, oh, I want to have a relationship. But are you ready to, have deep, meaningful conversations and truly learning about another person? And it's a big commitment and you have to be ready for it. But I feel like if you check off these boxes, you are ready, you're content within yourself, you're happy with your own life, you have the physical, time and availability for a girl, you have the financial aspect, because really, living a good life with a girl means probably going, traveling and, actually living life, again, money. And so fuck me, my memory's terrible. Those are the big three I've found. But if you achieve those, you know, you're making a lot of money, you are happy with your life, and you can have you've got time. Oh, that's the fourth one. Actually having the skills and the resume for a relationship. So if you got those four, and you truly have all those four, you're ready for a relationship. And then you can go and actually experience, you know, dating women seriously and preparing yourself for a future. But for a lot of young guys, including myself, that time isn't now. I've got ways to go, and you probably do too. But I hope this kind of opens your eyes to what actually needs to be done, and that you are probably unlikely actually ready for a serious relationship. Like I said at the start of the video, you shouldn't let that stop you from gaining experience with women and going on dates and, you know, spending time with women and getting comfortable around them, because that will help you attract a high quality woman that you know, a high quality wife. But yeah, that's about it. You know, if you want more specific information, jump on call with me, top link in the description. If you're still here at the end of the video, I love you, and remember, life is what you make it.